Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Creative CEO. My name is Georgie Turner. I'm an artist and I'm here to help you navigate the world of your art business through the eyes of being a parent. You might have noticed, might not have noticed that I had a bit of a break. It's only because I had a little bit of a wobble. The imposter syndrome was just kicking in, so I was having a bit of a meltdown about it. But there is something inside me, even though I quit my teaching job because I was fed up with teaching kids. I think I do have it like an innate desire to help people. And then I listened to a podcast, and I think it was Grace Beverley's Hardly Working podcast. And she said something about confidence is a skill that you have to hone and you have to nurture. It's not something that you just naturally have. And it's okay if you, I think she said that she had wobbles about her podcast, and obviously that's now one of the biggest podcasts in the UK. So I just thought, I just need to keep going with it because I really want to be here. I really want to be helping people, and I want to create a side of my art business where we talk about the ins and outs of running an actual business, and I want to help you make money to gain the freedom of working for yourself. So thank you so much for being here. This episode is going to be about your 2025 goals. Now, I didn't want to do this episode in 2025 because I think it's important to actually set your goals in 2024. Because the Christmas period, most of us, and I apologise if this isn't you, but most of us will get a break over Christmas. And I think by setting your goals now and then giving yourself a chance to kind of sit in those thoughts and reflect, it will help you be absolutely ready to start going with your business in 2025. It will also mean that you will give yourself a chance to fully reset, and it will give you an opportunity to also look back on your past year and what you want to go forward and bring in 2025, but also what you might want to stop doing. Growth is not all about adding to your workload. It is also about stopping your workload. I have decided this year that I don't want to be doing my homewares anymore. Not necessarily forever, but I just need to stop it for now. And that is part of my growth because I know that I want to focus on my original pieces and my prints. So by stopping the homewares, I'm giving myself the space to grow in the areas that I want to grow in. So don't be afraid to think about something that's in your business that you're not feeling completely fulfilled by, and giving yourself the opportunity to say, no, I'm going to take a step back from that for the time being. The decisions that you make now don't mean that you have to keep them forever. Like the whole process of having a business is evolving and, changing with the times and growing the business in the space that you're in at the moment. So if you are about to have a baby, for example, you don't want to be suddenly adding a load of extra work onto your business. You want to be thinking about creating more passive income streams, for example. So think your business is allowed to change and evolve, and you're allowed to stop things and you're allowed to go back to things. Like there is no rule. And if anybody tells you, comments on what you're doing, you just need to be clear that it's your business, your decisions, you make the choices. So what I'd like you to do is really think about your 2025 goals, but before you even think about what you want to achieve in 2025, you need to think more long term. I love setting myself a 5-year goal. Your goal in 5 years' time should be a dream that you absolutely 100% are going to make happen. And when you think about your goal in 5 years' time, really allow yourself to sit in the feeling of how your life is going to look. Whatever your particular dream is, allow yourself to really, really feel it and keep yourself thinking about that long-term goal, because that is your aim for the next 5 years. Really constantly thinking about what you want. Really think about all the financial and physical things, your environment that your artwork is going to fund in 5 years' time. Having this deep feeling of what you want your life to look like in 5 years' time will help you create some more specific and smart goals for the next year. What do you want to achieve in a year's time? Sometimes for those that like a bit of more of an analytics, you might think specifically, if you want your business turnover to be £100,000. I'm just using easy numbers because I'm really bad at maths. Maybe you think, okay, so in a year's time, let's divide that number by 5, which is £20,000. So maybe your year-term goal, if your 5-year goal is to be making £100,000 a year turnover, maybe your 1-year goal in the next year, you want your turnover to be £20,000. Your numbers will probably be very different to that. I just went for the easy number, which I still had to work out with my fingers because that's how bad I am at maths. My husband will be shaking his head at that. So you could be strategic and like analyzing the numbers and creating a monetary financial goal for the next year, or like maybe it's a social media following goal or an engagement rate goal, like whatever your goal is, break it down into what could be achieved in a year. I would definitely shoot for the stars. If you have got the mindset of, oh, it would be so nice to make 50 grand next year, but it's just not really going to happen, that mindset will stop you from making 50 grand. If you make a target and then you think, oh, but I just don't think that's going to happen, that mindset is absolutely going to be the killer of you achieving your goal. You have got to make a goal and fully believe that it's going to happen. If you always want to kind of err on the side of caution, give yourself a goal that you know is achievable and then add on a bit more to push yourself to create that more money. Don't create your goals for a year's time and backtrack with the mindset of it might not actually happen. You have got to fully believe that it's going to happen. You don't have to tell people your goals. Your business is for you. Unless you've got a partner, a business partner, or you've got a team and you feel like you need to share with them, that's fine. But most people that are probably listening to this are like me and they are working on their own. You don't need to share your goals with anybody. I'm not going to share my actual goals with anybody because it's personal, it's mine. The only thing I would definitely do is make sure you're sharing them with yourself and regularly. So write them down and allow yourself to fully believe that that goal is going to happen. And whenever you have a down day, go back to your 5-year goal and remember that each day is part of the bigger picture. And I have plenty of crap days where I just think, what is the point? Why did I could have just stayed in a easy teaching role and my career would just be set out for me. Why am I bothering? I constantly have those days where I'm feeling down, but you have to see each day as part of the bigger picture. So always go back and remind yourself, what is your dream goal for 5 years' time? And then make sure that if you're having those down days, you don't let your sort of short-term goals hinder that big dream. So types of goals that you might consider. I think financial goal is obviously one that people probably think a lot about. And don't ever feel there's nothing wrong with having big financial goals. I think there is also a mindset around people not wanting to talk about money and people not wanting to seem like they're being greedy or anything. But I mean, I want to make more money. I love having money. There's nothing wrong with having high financial goals. So financial goals could be one of them. What are your physical environment goals? Do you want to improve your studio space? Do you want a new studio? What are your marketing goals? Is your goal to grow your Instagram account to thousands and thousands and thousands of followers? If it is, great. Is that relevant to your business? It could be. Sometimes having that many followers, having thousands and thousands of followers doesn't necessarily mean that your business is going to grow. It depends on your specific goals for your business. If you want to be an influencer in the art world, then having more followers is important, but also having the engagement is equally as important. If you want to remain, more of a commission-based business, then maybe your goal should be getting to relevant events over the year. So if you mainly do dog portraits and your goal is to get yourself more well known in the dog world, then make sure you're getting to these events. Like not just sort of, you don't have to really think about like the big events, because they are very expensive. These events like Crush, for example, is probably crazy expensive, but you get yourself out to more local dog shows. It's not just about being online, it's also about being in person. Then you can break the 2025 goals down in 3 monthly goals. So you've got all of these dreams and these things that you want to achieve in a year. Let's break it down into each quarter. So by the end of March, what do you want to achieve? Where do you want your business to be? And then you can create some even smaller targets to help you achieve those 3 monthly goals. So I think the great thing about goal setting is you start with the bigger picture. You start with your dream life. Then you can break that dream life goal down into a year. And a year, obviously, it's still a long time, but it also goes really quickly. And the year moves quite quickly in terms of, if you're not ready for, certain times of the year where you can really make the most sales in your business, if you don't plan for those moments, then they will pass you by really quickly. So what I mean, for example, is if you wanted to do some drawings that were related to Easter, you need to start thinking about those drawings now and then promoting them, so that when it comes to Easter, you have got things ready and you've got your audience have already been prepped and they know that the work's coming, and they're not like a cold audience when you release your Easter products. So you need to think about those things now to help you achieve your sales at Easter time. So that all being said, have a think about what you want to achieve in the next 5 years and in the next year, and then go and have a fantastic Christmas break. And if you are working over Christmas, make sure that you find some time for yourself. And just remember that your business is yours entirely. Your decisions are your decisions, and that is both freeing and it's also a bit scary. You don't need to tell anybody what you want to achieve, but you also should be pushing yourself beyond what you think you can achieve, and get out of the mindset of, that might not ever happen to me. So just constantly believe it's going to happen. Before you go to bed tonight, really allow yourself to sit and think about, you can make lots of money with your business. The nice thing about having your own business is there is no cap, there is no ceiling. You can make money in abundance, and you can make as much art as you want, and you can make as much money as you want, and you can make as many products as you want. Like, you have got the ability to have total freedom, and whatever you want to achieve in your business, you can achieve, and you just have to constantly believe it. So before you go to bed tonight, sit in that moment for a minute, 2 minutes, allow yourself to feel what it would be like to have the life that you want in 5 years' time, and then make yourself some smart targets to help you achieve those goals. Do you know what? It was so nice doing this again. I need to remind myself, if I'm ever having a wobble again, I need to remind myself this podcast is part of the bigger picture for me, and I really enjoy doing it, and I just need to make sure that I don't allow myself to feel imposter syndrome. That being said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, wishing you and everyone around you the best time, and please go and have a nice restful time. So I will see you back in 2025. Bye.